Hello, welcome to FilmDirt. I thought I'd revisit Baby Driver. It came out 2017 with a great cast, including Kevin Spacey, John Hamm, Lily James, Jamie Foxx, among a few others, and led by Ansel Elgort. Very slick, very quick crime caper. It's almost like a comic book strip, but listening to music as well. A cross between a comic book strip and a musical. Because Baby, he's always got his earbuds in. When he was younger, he was in a car accident and the music drowns out. I think it's called tinnitus, where it's a constant buzzing. And the accident sadly took the life of his, I think it's both parents or just his mother. They painted his father as being a little bit of a scumbag, wife beater type, and I'm not sure if he perished in the accident as well. But already that's a very good backstory for our lead character, and it makes you feel for the kid. And because he's always got his earbuds in, he's always got some funky tunes on the go, and all of this is playing during all of the heist capers, and while he's playing the driver, or the getaway driver I should say, you can expect some heavy tunes going while he's put the pedal down and he's outrunning the police. So I mentioned earlier, it is a very slick, quickly edited, lots of quick cuts and lots of action and speed. That's also a plus for me, and also the main negative where it all just seems a little bit too theatrical to draw you into the story. Everyone had to be a big personality and maybe a bit too big, and it just didn't seem like a real set of interactions for me. Lots of wisecracking and wise guys, trying to outdo each other with words. And I have to say, because the personalities were a little bit extreme and unrealistic, I thought I was watching a demo reel for an acting school, something like a show reel or a theatre play, where everyone's just a little bit too theatrical. If that was toned down, I could have been more invested, thinking that what I'm seeing is somewhat believable, even though, of course, it's intended not to be too realistic because we're dealing with lots of crime capers one after the other, pretty much. But I wanted to be invested while we were in each scene. And a lot of crime comedies are similar. I'm thinking of Snatch and films like that, where at least they're making you laugh as they go. This didn't really seem to be too much of a comedy as such. So I thought all the wise guy antics here were just there for the sake of it, with certain cast members pulling guns out on each other. And I mean, relax, guys, come on, meet me halfway here. At least just chill for a second and let's get invested in the story. You're almost distracting me. I usually like Edgar Wright's material, but I'm not too much of a fan of Baby Driver. But the premise and the different stories interwoven were actually really good. And that's a shame there was other parts that spoiled it. The relationship between Baby and Lily James's character, Deborah, that was really nice. And even though that was not realistic at all, where the girlfriend may or may not be fully invested in what she's clearly seen as a criminal in front of her eyes, but she goes along with it because we like that part of their relationship. And also with Kevin Spacey's character as the boss, he comes across okay. Hard talking, very straight to the point, and always seems to be one step ahead. He's got that trait that a lot of villains have where he always seems to know what's going to happen next, and he always drops hints that, I'm ahead of you, I know exactly what you may or may not do, so this is a warning. Such as the scene after the restaurant where he seemed to know exactly who his girlfriend was. He mentioned to Baby that she's a waitress or a barista, I think he said. So he knew that if he doesn't get what he wants, he's got another way to get to Baby. So very creepy villain, very well played by Kevin Spacey. But the other players in the other crime stories were a little bit annoying. Could have toned that down. And one other negative was the choice of music in some scenes. I love the idea of listening to music while you're doing something else, putting your buds in or your cans on and just drift away into another world with your favourite tunes going. But some of the car chases here were accompanied by some really annoying music that seemed to be going as fast as the driving. Maybe if the chases were accompanied by slow music, almost too slow for the action, that might have amused me more. And it might have told me that Baby is chill and he's in control. But we got lots of really mad stuff happening. The car chases were good, but the music spoiled it. And there was lots of other good parts. The story towards the end where John Hamm follows the couple to Bob's Diner. That was a really good part of the story there, and quite tense, especially when the police showed up. And then when Kevin Spacey's character steps in, it just seemed to flow a lot more. But leading up to that, with all of the stuff that went on preceding it, possibly less is more. And by that point, I was more frustrated, I think, by what I had to sit through before. And that's a shame, because the story is interesting. And the fact that he had to listen to tunes just drown out whatever he's going through. He's a good guy, but he just went a little bit too far, and who doesn't succumb to that in their lives? But he's still got a long prison sentence. I think, was it 25 years? I may be wrong. It was a long sentence anyway, and the fact that his girlfriend was still waiting for him at the end is incredible. I've read some theories that it could have been a dream sequence. Who knows? That seems interesting if it was. But where do you start the dream and where do you end? So overall, a perfectly entertaining watch. This film possibly would be really good if you've got a room full of friends. Very flashy and loud. Gunfights and wise guys and equally wise talking. So just because it's that fun, I'm going to give it 3 stars. But it could have easily got more from me with a much tighter first half of the movie without all the annoying dialogue at times. So at the time of recording this on my revisit of the film, I hear they're making or planning a sequel, and I'd be curious to see where they go from here. I believe a lot of the players here are dead now, or are they? We'll find out, I'm sure. So thanks for catching this review with me. Join me again for another review soon. And before I sign out, just want to leave you with a little bit about myself. I also review new movies, and I'm not a shill for the studios. I'm completely unconnected, no free tickets, no timed release of reviews. All my views are completely genuine. Thanks again. Pleasure to speak to you, and be sure to join me again for another movie chat. All the best. Take care.